What's up, guys? I was conflicted as to whether I just record this in the morning when I have better lighting and I look nice and presentable and whatever. But I was thinking, no, I'll do it in the mud hut. I'm literally staying in a mud hut. Check it out. And that's why I have this cloth back here so the mud doesn't crumble when I lean on it. It's a pretty cool place. But anyway, I just wanted to seize the moment. I wanted to talk about something really important. Really, really important. And that is seizing the moment. Yeah. Ironically, that's what I want to talk about. Is seizing the moment. There's I just got off the phone with a friend of mine. He's an amazing guitarist. Amazing. And it's not a hobby. He's an absolute pro. He's a touring musician. But we were on the phone today and he was saying that man, he's like, I really want to find a place and a space in my life to completely dedicate to the music. And I completely understand that. I feel the same way with healing, with music, with speaking. And I've had the privilege to be around artists that are doing it, completely dedicated to their practice and living off of it. And not necessarily living well. It's a sacrifice, to believe in yourself and take the first steps. But there's something that happens when you completely dedicate. And I've learned this, learned this from my friends who are doing it. And it's that you get this ability to channel, to have something speak through you on a level that would otherwise be impossible, unapproachable. Because the world is full of distractions and we're told to be distracted. We're told to buy in and be in debt and live in the system and eat certain food, and it's just not how we need to do things, man. We don't have to live and abide by the constraints of our cultures, the constraints of our societies. It's a choice because, I look at people, especially here, man, in Guatemala, who have clearly had a tough life. But guess what? They're still alive. And gosh darn it, they're living their lives. They're living stories. You know what's not a story? Is having a 9 to 5 job and going home to a normal house with a normal family and doing all the normal stuff. I mean, it works for most people. Nothing against it. But if I'm speaking to you, if you feel like you have a calling in life, yeah? A calling. Like you're meant to do something and you're very good at it. Like you're freaking good at it. Then go ahead and do it. And if you feel like the monotony of the life that the government has for us is not for you, then leave it. Take the risk. What is there to lose? What's very interesting about the systems that have been put into place for us is that they've been put into place for us. If you leave it, it's easy to come back. I mean, not here and not here, but it is easy technically to go back. So if you messed up or whatever, you just go back to whatever the heck you were doing before. You didn't lose anything. In fact, when you don't take the call to action, the call for adventure, the invitation, then you're losing something. These systems, especially in the US, man, they're made to keep us trapped. The food is poisoned. The infrastructure is designed to keep you paying bills, to be in debt. And when you escape the cycle of debt, then you are entrapped in the concept of buying luxury goods, which are essentially the same basic commodities you've been consuming or using, but with a different sticker on them. So the whole thing is a play. You work your ass off to get out of debt. And that takes a while to get on your feet in the US, especially with the hyperinflation going on, the irresponsible spending by our government. It takes forever. And then when you do get out, you get this feeling like, oh, I'm already here. I worked hard for this. I'm going to stay here. And instead of buying the Toyota, I'm going to buy the Mercedes. And you're just stuck back in the system paying more bills, to the same ratio that you were when you were in debt before. And it's no way to live. To be a consumer is no way to live. I'm here in Guatemala and it's amazing. If I wanted to, I could live here comfortably off of $1,000 a month. Nothing. At least for me here, as an American, that's what people pay for rent for a crappy apartment. Sometimes you can't even get a crappy apartment for $1,000 a month. Here you can live, you can eat better, non-GMO food, beautiful resort style, destination style accommodations for close to nothing. And most importantly, you have time. I'm not trading my time for money anymore. I don't have to work so hard to make $1,000 a month. And it offers me the opportunity to really spend time diving deep into the things that I want to cultivate in my life, the skills I want to cultivate, the experiences I want to cultivate. I've been far more creative in the last several weeks I've been here than I have been in the last several years I've lived in the US. And I truly feel this is a place that helps me cultivate what I want. And more importantly, is not taking away from me. The trap of the US and the trap my friend found himself in, he's like, well, I'd love to come. Every time I talk to him, he goes, I'd love to come, but I have this, and this. I got these bills and that shit and my car and my job and blah, blah, blah. And he doesn't like it, The only thing he really loves in his life is his guitars. Obviously his family and stuff, but his guitars. If I said, Tyler, you were to lose everything in the world except your guitars, would you be happy? He'd say, yeah, probably, yeah. He'd say, yeah. And just goes to show you, when you're dedicated and committed to your life's work, you're passionate about it, and you can make something of it, it's worth giving yourself the shot. And you don't get the shot in the US. You become indoctrinated to the system, which robs you of the resources you need to be creative, to think outside the box. What's also very interesting about this matrix, yes, it gives you security. It does. And it's very stable in that way. But that's the beautiful thing about it, right? It's there. It's not going anywhere. Do you want to be in the matrix working a whatever job? It'll be there. Someone needs to fill that role. But if you want to be a creative, if you want to have adventures in life, a unique story, that is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You either take the call to adventure, the call to action, or you don't. And to be honest, for me personally, I'm not the kind of guy that if I'd lived like just a normal life where I worked like a 9-to-5 corporate job and went home to my family and yada, 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 bought myself a nice luxury car, lived in a 2-story suburban house, that wouldn't resonate with me. It doesn't. I felt that from the beginning. And it's because even though that's a sweet story and all, first of all, it's a lie in the modern day. It's a living hell in the US with all the hyperinflation and all that crap going on. But it's a story that has been force-fed to me, to all of us, since we were kids. White picket fence, dog, wife, 2.5 kids. I said 2.5 because it's like the average amount of kids in the US. No, not for me. Uh, if I had to live that way, I think I'd be comfortable, yeah, but I wouldn't be happy. Deep down, I'd feel unfulfilled. And if I had a life filled with difficulty and turmoil, and which I have, genuinely have had a life of difficulty and turmoil, but I had some stories to tell with it, and I got to follow through with what I really wanted in life, I'd be very happy. And I am. If I died today, I would die in peace. I would die very happy because I lived life on my terms and I molded life to fit my terms. And it wasn't easy. And that's what made it fun. And I'm still not done. There's so much to experience and accomplish and connect to that I'm just not going to miss out on it by living a comfortable life. I'm not saying I don't want to be rich. I'm not saying I don't want to be comfortable with all the amenities and stuff, but I want to do it on my terms. You know, it's very important to understand where we are receiving energy from. What truly keeps us alive? Is it the money? Is it? I don't think so. Man, we are over. You, me, all of us, we're an accumulation of over 700 generations of human beings. There have been temples. There are ascended masters. There are ancestors, spirit guides, and even the God Almighty that watch over us, that protect us, that keep us going, keep us inspired, keep us alive. It's not the money. The money is a means. Money is like Alan Watts said, the money is like a measurement tool. It's like yards or inches. It measures economic energy, the allocation of economic energy, and helps monitor economic efficiency. But money itself is not of any value. It's a measuring stick. What truly keeps us alive is our spirits, our connection to the divine, our connection to our ancestry. We are an accumulation of the actions and experiences of our ancestors. We are a living manifestation of this. And we have these desires, we have these urges, we even suffer in certain ways because of the karmic past, because of the actions taken by our ancestors. So when we go really deep down to the root of it all, why are we here? Why do we desire things? What keeps us alive? What has supported us in being alive? It comes down to the temples. It comes down to the prayers. It comes down to the ancestors. It comes down to the God Almighty. And the money is just a measuring tool. So when we let things like the price of an experience or accumulated debt or our wages or the security of a wage, we let any of these things compromise why we're truly here, what we're truly here for. I think that is a huge tragedy. It's something that our spirit guides, our ancestors look at us and they feel sad. They feel heartbroken that we weren't able to live our story. Because at the end of the day, man, we don't leave with any of this. We're just a part of the story. We're a part of this living song. And our job is to tell the story with color, to tell the story with some life. Make it interesting. You know what's interesting? I traveled the world. I went for broke. I damn near died and came back to life. I've done things that very few humans in history have ever experienced. That's amazing. You know what's not? Oh, I worked a good corporate job. I retired and got myself a truck. Hey man, if that's for you, that's for you. And no offense, really, but this video is for the dreamers. It's for the creators. It's for those who were born here to share something special, to share something out of this world, to share something that the world needs, that goes beyond just abiding to and conforming to the intentions and expectations and layout of the government or of society. Again, it's stable, it's safe, it works. But does it allow us to live? I don't think so. It breaks my heart to say this, but you know, I have had people very close to me, even today, even family, who they didn't take that risk. And if they did, they gave up. And now all they have to talk about with me is what they watched on Netflix. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit. It's not very interesting. If I want to know what's on Netflix, I will go on Netflix. If I want to know if a movie's good, I will see the movie or watch a review. Check out the review or whatever, you know? And how is that original to the person? That's just more propaganda that we're fed. No. We are the storytellers. You know, we have been disillusioned into thinking that the story exists in the past, of the great people of the past, or the great people of the future who are going to make the future. No, it's not true, because the living story, the living characters of the living story of life, of humanity, are us, right now, right here, today. And when we realize how silly and how short the human experience truly is, not to take it seriously, then we can start living out stories. We're no longer thinking in terms of stability and security for a future that doesn't exist. We're thinking, what story am I playing out? What journey am I taking, and where am I in this journey? And it's very exciting. It allows me to let go, to disconnect from the ego, and to feel one with life, to feel like a participant in the story of life. And this is what I encourage everyone to do, man. I mean, first steps. Know yourself. Know thyself. Take the time to understand who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you want to do, what you're called to do, what you are born to do. And take that journey. If you don't know, take the journey and start there. Start at the beginning. But once you do, man, once you got the balls after living certain experiences in life, then you go for it. Then you just go all out. It's very interesting. I see people, you could say, oh, this guy, he was an artist and he struggled, and this guy, he was a painter, and this guy, he tried to start his own business and he really struggled. And guess what? Those people still lived out their mortal existence. They still lived every day they were alive. Can you say the same about the person who does the same thing every single day, living the same life every single day? Can you say that about them? I don't think so. It's like the living dead. You gotta try new things in life. You gotta take the call to action, take the call to an adventure, and live it out, man. That's what I truly feel, and this is the moment I wanted to catch today. This is why I'm recording this video in the shitty darkness of a mud hut where I'm living out my experience, man. I can't wait to share with you guys all the stories I've had, man. I have worked with different shamans. I've traveled the world and experienced different corners of this consciousness and of this planet and of this cosmos. I have died. I have drowned and gone to heaven. Literally drowned and come back to life. I have seen people pass away. I've seen moments of beauty come about out of nothing. I've seen a lot. I could go on. And I can't wait to share with you all this stuff. And I can't wait to make more stories, man. Thanks for listening. I felt like I was rambling at the end, but that's all part of the process. I'm just trying to be real, man. Trying to make a cool little video log and just document some real moments, man. So thanks for listening, guys, and wishing you the best. Keep following your dreams. Do not give up on yourself. And know that there is no real stability outside of the love of our families, the love of our ancestors, and the love of God. No amount of money, no amount of financial stability or security can bring that. Without our ancestry, without love, without God, without community, there's always emptiness. There's always a void to fill. So find that. Find yourself, find your support in that which you can have faith in, and live your stories. Till next time, my friends, many blessings.